Welcome back to Ghosting with Anya. I'm your host, also the author of Anya's Ghost Stories Volume 1 and Volume 2 The Return of the Dead. I just want to say that here's an update for you all. We finally don't live in our old apartment. Well, we're back here because we forgot something else. Plus, I am here to do my podcast. It is 8 o'clock, so I just want to say thank you guys for being very supportive. So, I hope you guys are doing okay. And we are live streaming right here from our old apartment. We are finally moved out. We just forgot something else. So we are in episode 143. Tomorrow, when I come back to this apartment, we'll be doing episode 144. Anyway, I just want to say thank you guys for supporting my husband and I living at a new house. So here's the new story that I have. It is called The Blue Coat at Winter Station. This is a new one. It's a really good story. It can be scary sometimes too. Also, we have been organizing our stuff at the new house. I almost lost our cat because I thought she went outside. So I just want to say we are finally out of this apartment. We came back here because I wanted to do my show because I still have Wi-Fi connection to this apartment. But someone else is going to take over the lease. So, yeah. My husband is still packing up our stuff, and I'm here just sitting in our old bedroom, taking the last look before we lock everything out. But before, we get all the keys out of our keychains to this apartment until we get our internet back. So that's why I'm here at this apartment doing my show. So it is 6 minutes after 8. And I hope you guys are staying safe where you don't have to go outside in the dark. It's getting really dark out, but we just came from Raising Cane's, some kind of restaurant, because, welcome to Ghosting with Anya. Anyway, if those of you who are familiar with my show, welcome back. So if you are new here, you're always welcome to this. Anyway, let's get started on the show because I know you guys love listening to stories like these ghost stories. It's amazing. This is the best journey I have ever done, especially with all the episodes I've been doing since last April. So, anyway, I hope you guys are still awake and watching the story. And this is going to be awesome. So, just sit back and relax and please click like, share, and subscribe to Ghosting with Anya right here on YouTube. Anyway, so I hope you guys are, ready for my story. Sorry about that. I have nowhere what else to put on. Perhaps maybe I can just put it like on the floor. That way I can look at you guys as I'm looking at my shit and doing my podcast, as I'm holding this microphone. Um, but yes, oh, sorry about that. There we go. Anyway, let's start with the story. My legs are getting numb right now, so let me get that. Maybe I can just put it like um, maybe on the floor. So let's get started. That way I don't have to like mess with anything here. So hold on, guys. I can just sit like this. There we go. That way you guys can uh, listen to the story. So here we go. Okay. My legs are really tired. So anyway, but yeah. So this is my okay. So here I am, just sitting here, and now it's time for the ghost stories. I hope you guys are doing okay. Just watching the show. Um, I will be back at this place only for a couple of days until I get all the internet. So I hope you guys are ready. Uh, okay. I hope you guys are ready for this story because I'm ready for it, even though I have not done it yet. But okay, sorry about that. I have to try this again. This thing sometimes acts up. Okay. Let me try this again. I have to get this story going. Something's messing with all my shit here. I don't know why. So let me get back to episode 143. I just have to find the story before I do this show. Like before I do this story. It's really amazing story. So let me get it for you guys so I can, read it to you all. Sorry about the wait, guys. Trying to get to the story to you so I can read it. Hopefully you guys are still here, and I'm trying to read something for you all. I'm working on it very hard. So, okay. It's getting there. I hope you guys are doing okay. Because I'm going to be back here only for a couple of days until we get our internet at the new house. And once we get it, we are going to be working from our new house. But yes, I'll be doing my podcast at the same time as I'm doing right now. So let me get the story. Okay, we're almost there. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry for the wait. I need to get to the story so I can start, reading you guys. I know it's a little while, but it just takes time, I know it's kind of echoey here, so but yeah, let's just get to the story so I can read you guys a story. It's a really good story. I know it can be scary, but there's no need to be afraid. Okay, so let's see. Sorry about that, guys. I know you guys are waiting very patiently. Okay. Okay, here's the story. We are in episode 143, the blue coat at Winter Station. This is a new one. So anyway, please click like, share, and subscribe. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I try not to mess with this. Anyway, let's get this. Okay. Here we go. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. All right. Okay, so let's get started on the story. Um, the okay. The Blue Coat at Winter Station, episode 143. Sophie missed the last bus out of Dryden because a meeting ran long. Snow began earlier than forecast. Ah, shit. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Here we go. And the town schedule had never respected anyone's bad luck. Winter Station was barely more than a heated waiting room attached to a disused rail office, but it remained open overnight in storms for stranded travelers by the time Sophie arrived. Only one other person was inside, an older man asleep under his coat on a bench near the vending machine. The station's fluorescent lights hummed softly, and wind pushed dry snow against the windows in waves. Sophie bought stale crackers, charged her phone as much as the week outlet allowed, and settled in for a miserable night. That was when she noticed the woman in the blue coat standing just outside the glass doors. This is the creepiest shit I have ever read. So, I hope you guys know what I'm talking about, because I really wish you guys would leave me a comment down below. So, anyway, I would love you guys to leave me a comment, because I love seeing you guys watching my show, because I know I'm going live streaming all the time every night, but I hope you guys are not literally scared enough to leave me comments. I mean, please let me know. I see someone that's watching my show right now. Thank you guys for joining. You're always welcome to join, and I hope you are brave enough to listen to this story. It's really awesome. So, if you have any opinions about it, please let me know. I know it's kind of echoey and a little strange, but I hope you guys are still here. Anyway, let's continue on the story. At first, Sophie assumed the woman had just arrived and was hesitating for coming in from the cold. The coat was long and woolen, the sort of heavy formal winter wear people rarely owned anymore, and it buttoned high up the throat. Ugh, I hate this thing. Does that? Sorry about that. Jesus. Sorry about that, guys. This thing just driving me insane. Okay. I try not to touch anything, especially move anything out. Okay, so okay. Snow did not seem to gather on it the way it should have. The woman stood very still beneath the station lamp with one gloved hand on a small suitcase. Sophie considered opening the door for her, but something about the figure's stillness made her wait 5 minutes past, then 10. The woman did not move. Finally, Sophie crossed the station, pulled the door open, and found no one outside. No footprints marked the snow in front of the entrance, except her own. Yet when she turned back toward the waiting room, the woman in the blue coat was standing inside near the ticket window. Something tells me this ghost of a woman is literally, I don't know what she's up to, but perhaps maybe she is the spirit. We don't know her name, but we need to figure it out. I hope you guys are doing okay. Let me move this. Hold on. Let me take this down a bit. Here we go. Okay. But yeah, so sorry about the wait, guys. Okay, so this is some kind of weird shit going on, and I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. If this makes any sense to you all, please leave me a comment down below. And I hope you guys are, I don't know, I don't have any words for it. Anyway, if I had any explanation for this, I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. So, I will be back here by tomorrow night, same time as always, trying to get a lot of shit going on and try not to mess with anything on my laptop, especially clicking on the wrong button or trying to sit in the right position. We don't have any chairs, so all of our chairs are literally moved to the new house. But once we get our internet, I will start putting my shit, like my laptop, on my desk and do my podcast from there, because we actually have a studio / office at the new house. Anyway, let's continue on the story. Sophie nearly dropped the door handle. The woman was not close enough to show every detail, but her face was pale and composed, the expression of someone very tired and determined not to let it show. She looked past Sophie rather than at her, as though focusing on some arrival board no longer hanging in the station. The suitcase rested by her feet before Sophie could speak. The old man on the bench sat up, sharply squinted toward the ticket window, and muttered, "Not tonight," and closed his eyes again as if refusing the sight by habit. When Sophie looked back, the woman was gone. On the floor where she had stood was a small patch of melting snow, and beside it, an old paper luggage tag with no destination written on it. The station attendant did not arrive until after dawn, but Sophie spent the next 2 hours trying to pretend none of it had happened. The old man on the bench eventually introduced himself as Frank and admitted in the matter of fact tone of someone tired of explaining the unbelievable that people occasionally saw a woman in a blue coat when storms stranded travelers there overnight. Some heard the click of her suitcase wheels, even though the station floor was cracked concrete. Others found old tags, ticket stubs, or once, according to Frank, a pressed violet on the bench beside them. "She's waiting for a train that never made it," he said. Sophie asked whether he was joking. Frank shrugged and said the derailment had happened so long ago, the station itself had become a monument to being late. The woman, he added, did not like being spoken to directly. I think this woman somehow doesn't know that she has passed on, so I don't know what to tell you guys. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. If you know who this woman is, please leave me a comment down below, and I guess we'll find out soon enough. So, anyway, let me know what you guys think. So, sorry about that, guys. I try not to push the wrong button for this because well, I'm trying to sit properly because there's no chairs. This is why. Anyway, we are in about 24 minutes, so let's continue on the story. And once I'm done with this, we can do questions, and then I will sign off because we got some shit to take care of. We have to pack the rest of our stuff. So, come back to our new house and just relax. So, anyway, but yeah, so for the next couple of days, my husband and I will be back here so I can do my show. And once Thursday comes, 3 p.m. or 5 p.m., someone will come and set everything up. Anyway, let's continue on the story. I'm hoping you guys are brave enough to see my story and see my show and participate on the show. And I hope you guys leave me comments down below. Let's continue on. As the storm worsened and highway closures stretched the night further than expected. Sophie found herself glancing toward the door. Every few minutes around 2:40 a.m., the station loudspeaker disconnected for years according to Frank, crackled with static and announced a delayed arrival on track 2. Winter Station had no track 2. Frank swore under his breath and stood, for the first time since Sophie met him. At the same moment, the woman in the blue coat appeared. Again, now on the far side of the waiting room, near the old timetable board, she lifted her suitcase and turned her head toward the hallway leading to the disused rail platform. Her movement was calm but urgent, like someone who has been given the answer she feared would never come. Before Sophie could stop herself, she followed. Oh, okay, here we go. The hallway beyond the waiting room should have ended at a locked metal gate. Instead, under the strange pale light that now filled the corridor, Sophie found it opening onto a snow covered platform she was certain did not exist. Tracks stretched into darkness. A train whistle sounded somewhere beyond sight, old and low and heartbreakingly real. The woman in the blue coat stood near the platform edge with the suitcase in one hand. This close, Sophie could see that the woman's hair was pinned carefully under a small hat and that her lips were trembling despite her composure. "Are you all right?" Sophie asked. Before she could stop herself, the woman turned then, and the grief in her face was not wild but exhausted, as if she had rehearsed hope too many times. "He said he would be on this one," she whispered. Before Sophie could respond, a light appeared far down the track. The woman straightened for one impossible moment. The platform seemed full of waiting passengers. Half glimpsed in the snowy dark, then the whistle broke into a shriek, unlike anything human operated, and the light swung sideways, as if something had gone catastrophically wrong. Frank's hand seized Sophie's arm from behind and yanked her backward so hard she nearly fell. The platform vanished. She was back in the hallway, facing the locked gate, its padlock rusted and unmoved. Through the metal bars, she could see only boarded windows and drifts. Frank, breathing hard, told her never to follow when the station offered arrivals that no longer belonged to the living. He added quietly that the woman's fiance had died in the wreck of the midnight train, and that she herself froze waiting for news at the platform before dawn ever came. this is so tragic and sad that this woman literally had passed away waiting for her fiance to come back, but he never did. So she died in a wreck. I'm guessing like a car accident or a train wreck or whatever. But she was waiting for someone that never showed up. I hope that she found peace. Maybe she died of a broken heart, but never ever left the station. So somehow maybe she died at the station and never left. Anyway, this is just so tragic, you guys. I hope you are still brave enough to leave me a comment down below. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, and I hope you guys leave me comments right here on live stream. Anyway, let's continue on the story. We're almost done here. We are in about 31 minutes, I think. Yeah, so we're still live streaming. When morning finally broke and the roads reopened, Sophie left Winter Station with relief, sharper than gratitude. Yet before she stepped onto the bus, she looked back through the waiting room window one last time. There, near the old ticket window, stood the woman in the blue coat with her suitcase at her feet. This time she was not staring toward the platform. She was looking out at the road, at buses and headlights, and departures that still moved. Sophie raised a hand without thinking. After a long pause, the woman inclined her head slightly, then faded into the pale station light, like breath leaving glass. Sophie later decided the haunting was not really about a train at all. It was about postponed reunion and the terrible length of a single winter night when the future keeps failing to arrive. Wow, that's just so tragic. This woman really died of a broken heart because her fiance never came back. So, what do you guys think about this story that I just read? And I hope you guys leave me comments down below. We're almost done here. So, if you have any comments and any opinions about this story, please leave me a comment down below. And we'll try and figure it out. So, anyway, let's get started on the questions. So we are in about 34 minutes now. We're nearly done. So, but yeah, would you have opened the door for the woman in the blue coat? Well, yes, of course I would. Who wouldn't open the door for the blue coat guy? I mean, for the woman who was wearing the blue coat, if you knew that she was a spirit, would you still do that?
Yes.
Of course we would. Thank you, baby. I would try and help her find what she was looking for. Maybe for her fiance. Maybe I'll try my best to reunite her with her fiance. The reason why she's still in the winter station waiting for her fiance to come back, apparently she died of a broken heart, but I don't really know who this woman really was. and how she died, or I don't know if she'll ever move on, but if she wants to move on, she has to reunite with her man, her fiance, or he could be her husband by now. But he never made it. But I would definitely open the door for her and try and help her move on. Let's go to number 2. What do you think would have happened if Sophie stepped fully onto the platform? I probably would think that Sophie would not know if she stepped on it, she would have been hurt. I think she could have been hurt if she ever did that. I think this guy named Frank, um, I think he did the right thing by taking her by the arm and yanking her backwards so she won't get hurt. So she would have died if Frank didn't get there in time to stop her. So she would have been hit by a train and end up being a ghost, just like that woman in the blue coat. So anyway, she would have died if Frank didn't save her. She would have been toast, like become an earthbound spirit. All right, let's go to number 3. So we have like 10 questions right now. Probably have another 7 questions left, so let's continue on. Why do storms and transit places pair so well in ghost stories? Well, the reason why they are like that is because they are um, part of the history. They're part of the memories. A lot of train stations, like old ones, have been shut down forever because there's a lot of spooky shit going on. People died. So many people. They get trapped and they end up dead somehow. And they did not realize what could have happened. So I think Frank did the right thing. Okay. But there's a lot of ghost stories going on at the winter station. I mean, if I were Sophie, I would just continue investigating it and find out a lot more about it, especially the history of the winter station. So let's go to number 4. What is sadder, missing a person or missing the moment they were supposed to return? Well, I think it's the missing person and the missing moment. It's obviously both. So I would have figured out how to reunite this woman and her fiance. I would continue searching for evidence and answers and try to help this woman find peace. I would try and get them reunited somehow, especially their final moments. So, but yeah, I think it was the missing moment and the missing person. It's just so tragic. Maybe she died, her husband somehow died, maybe, or his fiance. Maybe they never had a chance to go through their own wedding. So, yeah, I think it's the missing moment and the missing person. It's all the above. All right, let's go to number 5. Okay, we got 5 questions left. before I sign off. We are in about 40 minutes now. Would you have followed the woman down the hallway? Yes, of course. I would so definitely follow her and trying to get the answers. I would continue investigating it at any time, whenever, instead of backing away from it and leaving this shit alone. I would literally follow this woman. Maybe she tried to get someone notice her, trying to remember her somehow, and I think perhaps this woman was trying to lead Sophie to somewhere, or she was trying to help her. I don't know. Maybe it's a warning. It probably is. But if I were Sophie, I would definitely follow this woman. Let's go to number 6. What role do you think Frank played in the story? I think he must have played the role of some kind of homeless guy or the director of Winter Station. Perhaps maybe he was once when Winter Station was still opened up and were operated, but when it shut down, everything was taken away from him. Maybe his job as the Winter Station operative. I don't really know. Perhaps he was. Like the platform, I don't know, he would give people some train tickets back then in the train station. Maybe he's a homeless guy now, so I think he did the right thing to help Sophie feel safe again. But apparently, he saved her life because if he hadn't stopped her, she would have ended up like a pancake. But I think Frank was definitely maybe the director of Winter Station before he became homeless, I guess. But that's what I think. And I hope you guys are literally, I don't know, leaving me the comment down below right here on YouTube. So, sorry about that. My sensor kept going out. Well, let's go to number 7. Do you believe some hauntings are built entirely out of waiting? Maybe. They might be, but I'm not really sure. So I think this woman was not trying to haunt the Winter Station. I think she was trying to get someone notice her, and I think she did that. I think she succeeded. Sophie finally noticed her, and it worked. But I think this woman was trying to lead Sophie. She was trying to show her what happened and where it happened. I guess it worked, but Frank finally saved her life. So, well, good thing Sophie was trying to investigate it before she got pancaked by the train. Let's go to number 8. What unsettled you most? The luggage tag, the speaker announcement, or the platform? I think it's all the above. So, what most unsettled me the most? I think it was probably the speaker announcement. Especially like there is no speaker announcement. It's like it's been disconnected many years ago. So, well, yeah, I think it was definitely the speaker announcement. Let's go to number 9. Now, we've got 2 questions left. We're almost done here. Let's go to number 9. Why do old stations feel more emotionally haunted than other places? Well, the reason why they're so emotional of all the places, it's because of the memories, and it's their final moments. It's so tragic. These spirits are reliving their deaths. This is how they died, especially this woman in a blue coat. She was reliving her final moments. She was waiting for her fiance, but he never did, so she understood that she would never see her fiance again because she was heartbroken when her husband died or something like that. Um, she was reliving that day when it happened. So it's a haunting, but in a very emotional, tragic, sad day. Um, all these places are just part of our memories, and this is why we carry them in our hearts and in our minds. Because this woman is part of the past, she cannot let go. That's why she's haunting it. This is why she's so sad. That's why she's there. She cannot move on until she is reunited with her fiance. Okay, we are in one last question before I sign off. So we are in about 47 minutes. We're almost done here. If a place offered you a reunion that could not be real, would you still walk toward it? Maybe. I don't really know. I could, but if it wasn't real, I guess I'll just walk away from that reunion. But sadly, if it doesn't even exist, I guess I'll just skip my reunion. I mean, if I ever had a reunion, which I never did except with my old friends. But I probably, I don't know, I would definitely just skip it. I would just stay away from shit like that. Okay, so if I ever got to my reunion, I have no idea what I would do. Maybe try to talk to my old friends, but sadly, I actually never went to my reunion, like my high school reunion, for that instance. I just skipped it, so no one ever mentioned it. No one even reminded me. That's why I skipped my own reunion. Anyway, okay, so we are out of time. I just want to say thank you guys for listening and thanks for watching. So tomorrow we'll be doing the new story. It's called The Taylor's Basement, episode 144. Thanks for tuning in and have a wonderful night. And stay safe, you guys. Don't go outside in the dark alone because you never know what's out there. That's why I'm giving you guys advice because it can be very creepy way. So I just want to say thank you and have a wonderful night. Thanks for watching. Please click like, share, and subscribe to Ghosting with Anya. And we'll see you all tomorrow night. Same time as always, 8 o'clock on Ghosting with Anya. So stay spooky, guys, and we'll see you all tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, live streaming. Bye. And may God bless you all at the same time. May God bless you and may God's protection cover you with all his love. Good night. Thanks for watching.